In order to get on that Benz, I knocked out the molded child, abandoned her paralyzed husband. I used to think dignity and conscience are worthless in the face of real money, until the bald greasy man pushed me off the cliff with your own hands. I just realized that this is my retribution. Do you believe in reincarnation? I didn't believe it before. I believe it now. I hid in the cold of less than 10 square meters. Room paper seal. The smell of detergent left by the restaurant washing dishes remains. Outside the door in the corridor, every heavy footstep, like music notes, it made me shudder. Looking in the mirror, the face full of vicissitudes in the belly of the crying script. I often wonder, if I could go back in time to that late night, I would rather starve to death that night. I will never say that willfully. I want to eat durian. My ex-husband's name is in Ming. People live up to their names. The greatest wish of his life, just to let me live in peace and stability. When we first got married, although not rich, but he pays me every month. Spend whatever I want. He has never made me feel wronged. When I was just over a month pregnant. Pregnancy is overwhelming. I can't wait to spit out all my bile. It was 2 a.m. I was possessed. Must eat durian. That craving is like cooking oil on fire. Can't eat it for a second. I feel like the whole world is sorry for me. And Ming was woken up by me from a beautiful dream. He didn't get angry, just rubbing my sleepy eyes. Touch my head with a simple smile. Ancestor in the middle of the night. Where can I get it for you? I'm not forgiving. Crying that he doesn't love me. The child wants to eat. He can't. Put on an old washed white coat and go out the door. Before he left, he carefully turned back. Tell me to lock the door. I run away. Go to the wholesale market. I'll definitely buy it for you. That was the last thing he said to me. The most gentle sentence I have ever heard in my life, but also the most urgent words. 3:30 in the morning. Durian didn't wait to come back, waiting for a call from the hospital to catch a truck before the market opens. When he crossed the road, got hit by a mud truck that ran a red light. When I dragged my bulky body to the hospital, the light outside the operating room was as red as blood. The doctor takes off the mask, shaking his head. Life is saved, but the spinal cord injury is too severe. I'm afraid I'll have to live in a wheelchair in the future. I didn't cry at that moment. I just feel cold all over, cold to the bone. I kept him in the hospital for 2 months. Look at him. From a strong man who can carry me up 5 flights of stairs, turned into a continuous rollover excretion. I need all my strength. His lower body was rapidly shrinking. Every day I have to endure various complications, and my heart shrank with his body, a little bit harder and harder. The day of discharge, I'm already pregnant. My girlfriends take turns to visit me, but persuaded me to sleep behind my back. Xiaomi, you are only 26 years old. I really plan to stay in this stall for the rest of my life. What do you get for your kids? Are you going to burn yourself to death? Yeah, why? I was young. I still have a lot of youth. Why are you tied up with this cripple? This unwillingness grows like a weed in my heart. That's when I met Laoli at a dinner party. Laoli is in his early 50s, bald and greasy, pot-bellied, but he went out in a Big Ben, Rolex on wrist. He pointed at me at the wine table and said, "This girl looks just like my first love." And everybody understood that. Laoli is a big contractor, make millions a year. For me, who was in the quagmire at the time, he's not alone. It was a straw to get me out of hell. First date. Laoli gave me a 20,000 bag, even if I'm pregnant. He doesn't mind. He also promised to give me a big red envelope when I gave birth. I thought it was compensation. It's God's compensation for my hard days before. I look at my pale and haggard self in the mirror. Look at An Ming, who can't take care of himself in the hospital bed. Fear and disgust are at their peak. This dark day, I've had enough. To get out of the current predicament, in order to live the so-called superior life, I killed my conscience with my own hands. I don't want to admit it at all. Sleeping today is caused by me. That day I went to the hospital to induce labor without telling everyone. That child is already formed. When that little life left my body, I feel my heart empty. But then think about it. Without this burden, I can move on to a new life. Come home. I threw the divorce agreement in front of Amy mercilessly. He was sitting in a wheelchair. His eyes are full of desperate pleas. He was crying and begging my wife not to leave. I don't want you to serve. I have a craft. I can make money by sitting and fixing things. I can support you. Please, I have no guilt. I just thought he was funny. I finally said the worst thing I've ever said in my life. Amy, look at you now. You need help even when you go to the toilet. What do you get for your kids? I don't want to be a loser for the rest of my life. He broke down sobbing that day. I was shaking. I took the few tens of thousands of dollars left in the family's savings. He plunged into Laoli's arms without looking back. After my divorce, I moved into a luxury apartment. Access to high-end restaurants. The circle of friends is full of designer bags and exquisite afternoon tea. The envious eyes of my girlfriends. praise me for having a good eye, out of the sea of misery. Lao Li was indeed generous to me. Allowance 10,000. He promised to wait until I was done, buy a suite and write your name, give you a real home. I believed it completely. Even if someone reminds me that Lao Li has a wife and children in his hometown, I don't even listen to a bad reputation. I think those people are jealous. I'm addicted to the fantasy of money piling up. I thought I had really become a queen. 3 months ago, Lao Li suddenly became unusually gentle. He took me to eat thousands of dollars of French food. Mystery Mimi got the internal quota of the house. It's really cheap, but you need your ID card to go through the formalities. I almost flew with excitement. Without saying a word, I handed him my ID card, even signed several so-called power of attorney. I thought this was the end of the road to happiness. I didn't know it was the ticket to hell. Soon Lao Li disappeared. The phone is disconnected. The pocket money is broken. Until the morning of a month later, the strong man who collects debts knocked on my door. That's 300000 Loan Shark. It's my signature on the IOU. The copy of the ID card is clear. Money goes to my card. Turned away in an instant. They sneered and said that Miss Sun, you borrowed the money. We are only looking for you. I went crazy to call Lao Li. After connecting, his voice froze cold. Ming, there was an accident at the construction site. I lost everything. I also bought your bags and clothes. Let's call it a debt. Before I could react, Lao Li's wife sued me again. He produced detailed accounts. Every penny that Lao Li gave me, every bag. It's their joint property. In court, Lao Li lowered his head and pretended to be innocent. He seduced me. He said he had no money for divorce. I was confused. I looked at the man who had promised me a future. That moment, I think he's 10,000 times more disgusting than paralyzed Amin. Lost the case. I was ordered to return hundreds of thousands of living expenses. Add that pen. I was instantly saddled with nearly $1 million in debt. I was kicked out of my apartment. Designer bags and clothes are collateralized cheaply. I went to my friends who used to flatter me, but they made me look like a snake. Some even laughed behind their backs. People who don't even want their husbands and children for money. That's karma. The night before last, I snuck back to my hometown once. I hid in the dark corners of the old neighborhood. Saw An Ming. He's still in a wheelchair, but there was an ordinary-looking man standing next to him. Woman with gentle eyes. Woman carrying vegetables. The other hand is gently supporting the wheelchair. The two were talking and laughing. And Ming has gained some weight. Ruddy face. The way he laughs. It's still the same one who bought me durian. Silly boy who was willing to run around. I heard it was a former neighbor. Take the initiative to care for him after he was paralyzed. The two are living a good life now. I crouched in the shadows, clutching to the corner of the shirt. I didn't even dare to cry. I once had the purest thing in the world, the most extreme love, but I killed him with my own hands, in pursuit of false good days. Treat all children with self-esteem and conscience as bargaining chips. I lost everything. Now I work 3 jobs a day, washing dishes, handing out flyers, sweeping toilets. Every time I'm too tired to straighten up, I always think of that late night at 2 a.m. If I hadn't clamored to eat durian that day, if I held An Ming's hand that day and said don't be afraid. It's a pity that there has never been an if in this world. My name is Sun Liming. I am a sinner. The debt behind it may be paid off, but I owe An Ming my life. The mother who owes that child. It will never be clear. This is my price. You may be faced with a choice in front of the screen, is to choose a stable but flat persistence, or take the tempting but dangerous shortcut. I want to tell you, every gift that fate bestows, they all won the bidding, and there are some costs you just can't afford.